Hi, first grade. Last week, you got to learn about the suffix ed. Let's remember those two new sounds that you learned with Mrs. Ratliff last week. First, we learned that sometimes on the end of words, such as the word float, because we know Walter Walrus likes to float in the water. Sometimes when we talk about what happened in the past or what already happened, we have to add the suffix ed. And we learned last week that Eddie Elephant and Dippy Duck together on the end of a word with a suffix can say ed. But then sometimes we learned that Eddie Elephant can do a disappearing trick and all we see is Dippy Duck. When we see that, it doesn't say ed anymore. Instead, it just says D. But if you're noticing, there is a third sound that ed can make. And that's what we're going to talk about this week. So I'm going to make a word. I'm going to make the word lock. Now this is a word that we've known how to spell for quite a while. I always lock the door. What if I add ed on the end? Now let's try what we've learned so far about the ed sound. Could it make the ed sound? Let's try it. Lock, ed. No, that doesn't sound right. Let's try that disappearing trick that Eddie Elephant makes that we learned last week. Lock, duh. Well, it's closer, but not quite. Now let's see what happens when we try our new sound that we're seeing. Yesterday, the door was locked. Now let's stretch out that sound. I hear a T sound on the end. And we know that character that in Letterland that makes the T sound is Talking Tess. Look at this up here. There is no Eddie Elephant. He did the disappearing trick. Even Dippy Duck did the disappearing trick. And the only person who saw them disappear was Talking Tess. That's why in locked and some other words, this suffix sounds like a T sound. So when I see the word locked, I hear a T sound. Let's make a couple of new words. Look at this word, miss. I miss my students at Eagle Ridge. But what if I said Mrs. Bradley missed her students last week? Let's add that new sound. Missed, missed. And I hear the T sound. Hey, one more word that we're going to make. Let's make the word reach. Each. I can reach on that high shelf for the jar of cookies. But what if I said last week I reached, I hear that T sound, reached, reached. I can hear our new suffix on the end. Now there's one other thing that I want to talk to you guys about because you're probably noticing some words like hoped and raced. I see the word hope, but I don't see an extra ed on the end. Let's learn why, okay? So I have the word hope here, and I know in the word hope, there is a magic E on the end that makes O say its name. Oh. So remember what happens when I put ing on the end of a word? When I add ing on the end of a word, I can't leave the magic E there anymore because then that would be too much magic. Because we learned that ing is also a magic ending. It's a suffix. So we have to take the E away and then it becomes hoping. The same thing happens when we have the word hoped. I can't leave two E's there. I can't leave the E in hope and then add another ED. That would be too much magic. So then we have the E, the old magic E falls away, and we have our new ending, hoped. So we've learned that we know there are 3 different sounds that the suffix ed can make. The first sound it can make is ed. It can also make d, and then we're learning this week, it can say t. So let's take what we've learned, and I'm going to point. Let's look at some of our new words and read them with tractors, trains, planes, and helicopter. Okay, so read it with me. Locked, liked, fixed, reached, missed, hoped, wished, raced. All of those made the t sound. I can see Talking Tess in the background watching how Eddie Elephant and Dippy Duck made their disappearing act. But let's move over here. Look, Eddie Elephant is gone, just Dippy Duck. So these all should end with a d sound. Named, closed. And over here we have 3 new tricky words this week. The word out, took, and before. Look at all of those story words this week. Wow. We need to be familiar with those words so that when we read them in our new story, we'll know what they are. Let's look at those new words. I'm not going to point because it's kind of toward the bottom. Follow with your eyes as I read, and I'm going to go across this way. Castle, umbrella, pocket, changed, hair, door, breath, key. All right, let's read these words a little faster with train speed. Locked, liked, fixed, reached, missed, hoped, wished, raced, named, closed, out, took, before, castle, umbrella, pocket, changed, hair, door, breath, key. Okay, let's speed it up and let's read it with plain speed. Try to keep up with me. Locked, liked, fixed, reached, missed, hoped, wished, raced, named, closed, out, took, before, castle, umbrella, pocket, changed, hair, door, breath, key. Awesome job. Let's finish it up with helicopter, and I'm going to skip around and then I'm going to stop and let you finish it up for us. Named, wished, missed, closed, good job, guys. Work hard this week, and as you're reading your books, or reading in Raz Kids, or your books at home, I want you to watch for those words that end with the suffix ed, and ask yourself when you're reading, does it make the ed, d, or t sound? Have a great week, guys, and I'll see you soon.